Hello everyone, this is Akshay and today we are going to discuss theory of property rights. So, what is property rights? It is the ability to exercise choices on goods and services. Now, I will explain it with an example. Suppose you are having a car, then you can exercise your choices on your car. That is, you can drive it or you can keep it idle. You can take it to anywhere. You can paint it in any color. You can drive it anytime. And if you want, then you can also sell it. Now, if I tell you that property rights is the eighth wonder of the world, then you might think I am mad. Well, I'm not mad. And you will get to know it at the end of the video. For now, let's move on to the next slide. According to the property rights and the example of car, you can drive your car at your own choices, but you might get caught by the police for overspeeding. Now, you may think that if you are the owner of the car, then why are you paying fine? To answer your question, I'm going to tell you about the concepts of property rights. There are two concepts. These are residual control and residual returns. So, what is residual control? Even for the simple assets, the concept of ownership is more complex than it might seem at first sight. It means that though a person is the owner of something, he can't use it on his own terms. There are certain restrictions by the law. Therefore, the owner has the limited control over his property. In other words, we can say that the owner has a residual control over his property. For example, the real owners of the company are its shareholders, but shareholders have limited control over the decisions made in the organization regarding anything. The decisions are taken by the CEO, CMO, CFO, and various senior managers in the organization. The shareholders are concerned with the return and profit of the organization only. The residual control of the organization remains with the top executives. Now, what is a residual return? According to this concept, though a person is the owner of something and he can use his asset to receive income, he can't decide the level of income from that asset. That will be decided by the local authority, and also the owner has to pay taxes on his income. Thus, again, the return of the owner can be said a residual as he is not getting full return on his assets. For example, a landlord can lend his building on rent to a person, but he can't charge him as much as he wants. There are certain restrictions imposed by the local authority regarding the, the rent of the building in a particular area, and he can't cross that limit. This is the case of residual return. Here, though the person is the owner of the building, still he can't charge according to his own will. Also, the landlord has to pay various taxes to the local authorities like water tax, property tax, etc. Now, it's time to solve the mystery that I created by saying that the property rights is the eighth wonder of the world. Coming back to the example of business firm, the control of the whole business firm is under the hands of CEO, CFO, CMO, and other senior managers. They do hard work to maximize the profit of the firm, but they don't get the share from the profit. The profit goes to the shareholders, and the decision makers get the salary in return. The shareholders are the owner of the company, but they can't make major decisions in the organization. They can only claim for their share from the profit earned. The senior executives of the company take major decisions in the organization, but they are not the owner of the company. They can't claim for share from the profit earned. They will only get the salary. So, those who take decisions are not the owners of the company, and those who are the owners can't take decisions. That's why I said property rights is the eighth wonder of the world.